Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by if you are new and watching this video. So today I have for you the opening of the August 2018 Sew Sampler Box from the Fat Quarter Shop. If you are not subscribed to the sampler box, I will leave a link down below in the description box that you can click on to find out more information about getting the box, what comes in the box each month, and how much it will cost for this box. So I'm just going to open up the box, take a look, and see what we received this month. And this is our theme. It is called My Happy Place. Nice. Alright, now on the back of, I guess it's the flyer, it says Sale into Savings, and they give you 2 promo codes. The first code is to get free shipping on any order that is over $25, and the second promo code is to save $10 off with any $30 or more purchase of layer cakes. So we have 2 promo codes for you, and those 2 codes will expire, both of them, on October the 5th. So if you order from Sew Sampler, or you're going to be getting some layer cakes from the Sew Sampler, make sure you use those promo codes to save you a little bit of money. And then we have our pamphlet that lets us know everything that comes in the box. Alright, so let's see. Our first item that we receive, it is a layer cake. It is from Elizabeth Hartman, and it is called Arctic. Now this is half of a layer cake because there are only 20 pieces. I think usually a layer cake comes with 40, but this is just half of the layer cake with 20 pieces. So I'm just going to open it up and show you the fabric that is in this collection. So these are nice, not too bright, kind of neutral, and not too dark. It's cute one with the feathers. This is actually a nice collection. If you wanted to make a quilt for a man and you didn't want the fabric to be too bright, these are nice colors to use for a man, like black, white, gray, a light and a dark brown. Here's a green color. So nice colors if you wanted to make a quilt for a male. And the designs are not too feminine either. Dots and stars, a couple of feathers, a few flowers on some of the prints, but again, not too feminine looking. So I think this would be a great fabric line to use if you wanted to make a quilt for a male. You didn't have to get it in the layer cake. You can get the Fat Quarter bundle, you can get it in the strips, the charm pack, depending on what you wanted to do with it. But I think the colors are really, really great. If the person does not like bright colors, or if you wanted to make it for a male. And this is the last print. Cute. I like this one. So that is the fabric that we received this month. And this, they are calling it the Petite layer cake, since it's only half of a traditional layer cake. So, pop the rubber band on that, and I'll put it back together later. Ooh, alright. Next we received a pink rotary cutter. I'm just going to open this up because I'm going to put it away right now. I always wanted a pink rotary cutter, so I'm so excited to get this one. Alright, so we have a pink rotary cutter. It is from Oyster. And this is a 45mm rotary cutter, which is the standard size rotary cutter that most people use when it comes to sewing. Now they do have a rotary cutter a little bit larger than this one, and that one is the 60mm, and then they have two that are smaller than this one, the 28mm as well as the 10mm. So this is a nice inclusion into the box. If you are a beginner, you probably do not have a rotary cutter. Maybe you only have one and you wanted to have an extra one. So this is a nice inclusion to have, this nice rotary cutter. Then we have a spool of thread. Now this spool of thread is Aurifil, and I believe the number is 2405. It's cotton thread, and the color looks a little cream or light khaki tan color. It's not white. I don't know if it's coming up white for you on film or not, but it's not white. It's a really, really light brown or cream or tan color. Then we have this ruler, and it's called Sew Standard Seam Guide. It's a 4-in-1 tool. You can set your quilt standards high. Then on the back, you can use this ruler to measure small pieces, set your stitches accurately, mark a 1/4 inch measurement, and also trim half square triangles. So I'm going to take it out the box. And this is the ruler. It measures 2.5 by 5.5. So that's good. And here on the bottom, you'll see the 45-degree angle. That is what you would use if you were going to trim your half square triangles. And I believe you can trim your half square triangle to 2.5 by 2.5. Since this smallest side is 2.5, you can obviously trim a 2.5 inch triangle. And I guess if you hold it this way, yep, 2.5 inch triangle. So that's how you trim the half square triangle. It also says that you can mark a 1/4 inch measurement. Up here in the corner, there's a little cross, and that cross is 1/4 inch, and it coincides with the 1/4 inch mark here at the bottom of your ruler. So you would just line this ruler up along the edge of your fabric, and in this box you can mark an X right in this box with your pencil or marking tool, whatever you're going to use, and you will know exactly where the 1/4 inch mark is. It also tells you you can measure small pieces. So again, if you're cutting pieces and they need to be no bigger than 2.5 by 5.5, you can use this tool to measure those small pieces. And it also says you can set your stitches accurately. Now I notice on this ruler they give you 1/8 inch increments. So it starts at 1/8 of an inch and it goes all the way up to 2 inches. And with each increment there's a little, get it close, there's a little hole right there behind each increment. So like this one's 1/8, that's a 1/4. This one is 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch. So let's say you wanted to stitch and it needed to be 5/8 of an inch away from the edge of your fabric. What you would do is on your sewing machine, you would set what stitch you were going to use and then set your stitch width. When you set your stitch and the stitch width, your needle will automatically move position depending on what you selected. So once you selected those two things, you're just going to line up the seam allowance right under your needle of your sewing machine. And from there over to the edge of the ruler is where you need to guide your fabric through the sewing machine so that it'll stitch at that 5/8 of an inch or 7/8 or 3/8 or 1/4, whatever the measurement is you need. You just line it up With the ruler, use the hand knob on your sewing machine to slowly bring down the needle to make sure the needle should go right through the hole that's in this ruler. Once you do that, then you can mark or see on your sewing machine where you need to line up your fabric and guide it through in order for you to get that correct increment. So I think this is a really neat little tool. Also, we have our sewing pattern of the month, and it is the Easy Living Quilt pattern. It's really cute. In this pattern, you get, it's like a little lamp, and then they have little armchairs. So that's really, really cute. And again, in the book, they tell you how to cut the fabric, how to sew it together, complete instructions to make the quilt. Now, they give you two cutting sizes, either the lap version, which will finish at 48.5 by 57 inches, or you can do the twin version, which finishes at 65.5 by 84 inches. Now, if you do the lap version, you will only need to purchase your finishing kit in order to complete the quilt. And with the finishing kit, it comes with 2.5 yards for your background, and then you'll get 5/8 of a yard for your binding. You will also need 3¼ yards for your backing, but that you will have to purchase separately. The finishing kit does not include your backing, only your background and your binding. Now, you don't have to go out and buy the finishing kit. You don't have to buy the backing separately. If you have fabric already in your stash that you would like to use for your background, your binding, or the backing of your quilt, you are more than welcome to use, what you have. If you don't, then you can purchase fabric that you think will match or look nice, or you can coordinate it to look close to the recommendations that they give you as far as color. You don't have to use the Fat Quarter Shop to get your fabric. If there's somewhere else you buy fabric that's a little bit cheaper, then you're more than welcome to use that site. Just make sure that the colors match up similar to what they show you here in the diagram. Also, there is a twin version for this quilt. Now, if you buy the twin version, you will have to order an additional Petite fat layer cake, because it's going to take 2 of these layer cakes in order to make the twin version. And again, you will have to buy background, binding, and backing fabric for the twin version, which does not have a finishing kit. So you're going to have to purchase each individual item separately if you want to do the twin version of this quilt. So there we have it. And last, we have our barn block number 5, which is our monthly sew along with the Fat Quarter Shop. Now, there's also a finishing kit for the barn block, which includes all the fabric that you would need to create the top of your quilt. And you also have the option to include in, if you want, the coordinating thread. And I think you get 6 threads, or it could be 5 or 6 threads come if you add in that option. So I'll leave a link down below for the barn block if you want to get that finishing kit, as well as a link if you want to get the finishing kit for this month's quilt. And that is all of the items that we received in our box this month. I really like this one. The fabric selection is good. I like the quilt pattern that they included. You have threads so you can complete the quilt top. Everything looks really nice. I really like it. So let me know, leave a comment down below in the description box what you think about the items that we received in this month's box. And until next time, thank you for watching. God bless and happy quilting.